Hello Year 4, I'm here with your English lesson for Monday the 11th of January. I hope you've had a lovely weekend. Let's get started. Miss Fowler, Mrs Plews and I were really impressed with your English work last week, and in your lesson on Friday you were able to identify the features in the main text, so well done. Hopefully you've remembered that our writing target for this term is to use expanded noun phrases, and we talked quite a lot about that last week. First thing you need to do today, please, is to write the long date and the WALT. So it's Monday the 11th of January 2021, and we are learning to use expanded noun phrases in our writing. So pause the video, write these down please, and underline them. So today we're going to be thinking about what is a noun and using expanded noun phrases. So a noun, if you remember back to last week, is a word which is used to name things. So it might name people, it might name places, it might name a state of being, but it's a naming kind of word. And expanded is when something grows or gets bigger. So when we turn a simple noun phrase, like the book, into an expanded noun phrase, like the old dusty book, we make it bigger. We add adjectives. Hopefully you're feeling quite confident about what an expanded noun phrase is. If you're still a little bit unsure, I have put a link to a BBC video in your daily plan, so you can go and have a look at that video in the daily plan. Expanded noun phrases give more detail than a simple noun phrase. We've just talked about that. So our simple noun phrase could be the girl, and our expanded noun phrase could be the tall, sporty girl. Your first challenge today then is to highlight the expanded noun phrases in this story. Now you're not going to be able to highlight, so you're going to write them down in your home learning book. So if you can spot an expanded noun phrase in the story, write it in your book. So you need to pause the video and write down the ones you can see, please. I'm going to read it out for you. The excited sailor set out on his boat. The dark skies made him worried, but he carried on. Soon a terrible storm came and broke his boat. Luckily, a friendly monster was passing by. The monster rescued the wet sailor and took him back to safety. Just have a think, have you got them all? If you're confident that you've identified all of the expanded noun phrases, then keep watching and I will tell you the answers. If you're not sure, pause the video again and keep looking. Right, let's look at the answers. We have got the excited sailor, the dark skies, a terrible storm, a friendly monster, and the wet sailor. Well done if you got all of those. We're going to be thinking about some Roman nouns today. And I've put 4 Roman nouns on our slides here. So we've got city wall, gladiator, soldier, and road. What we're going to do now, we're going to add 2 adjectives to each of them to describe them. We're going to be a bit more sophisticated than that. I'd like you to think about what effect you would like to create in your reader. If you want them to feel happy, you're going to choose some happy and warm adjectives. If you want them to feel scared, you're going to choose some scarier adjectives. For example, you might say the intimidating, menacing soldier, or the towering, cold city wall. That makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable and a bit scared. If you'd like to create a happy feeling, you might say the friendly, smiling soldier, or the giggling, cheerful gladiator. So come up with your own examples, please. You're going to pause the video and you're going to write down 1, 2, 3, 4 different expanded noun phrases for me. Play the video again when you are done, please. I'd love to see what you come up with. We're now going to have a go at describing this Roman street with expanded noun phrases. We're going to write a paragraph about the street. What shall we start with? I really like that wall. I really like got a really lovely colour. I like the colour of it. So I'm going to start with that. I'm going to say the orange rough walls stretch up towards, should we say the sun or the sky? Towards the bright blue sky. 2 expanded noun phrases already. Look, the orange rough walls and the bright blue sky. Let's talk about the bike next. Now, this actual street would have been built in Roman times, the bike wouldn't. It's quite a traditional looking bike. The traditional black bike leans against the ancient walls. We've got traditional black bike and we've got the ancient walls. What should we do next? With the traditional black bike and the ancient walls. Next, I'm going to do that lovely door. I really like the ironwork on the top. So I'm going to say the old brown wooden door, or an old brown wooden door, that's my first expanded noun phrase, is crowned by spiky, sun-like iron spikes. Spiky, sun-like iron spikes is my second expanded noun phrase in that sentence. Oh, what can I write about next? I really like the cobbles on the floor and I really like that kind of pale grey colour. So I want to put that in my work. Pale grey cobbles stretch for miles along the Roman road. We don't always have to use 2 adjectives. The Roman road. Let's read what I've written then. The orange rough walls stretch up towards the bright blue sky. The traditional black bike leans against the ancient walls. An old brown wooden door is crowned by spiky sun-like iron spikes. Oh, I don't like the fact I've put spikes and spiky. How could I improve that? It's crowned by... I might just take that word out. Sun-like iron spikes, that's better. Pale grey cobbles stretch for miles along the Roman road. Okay, I'm happy with that now. And there's lots more I could have described. So Emmett's had a go now. He's been writing an expanded noun phrase too, or what he thinks is an expanded noun phrase. And he's written, a boy was looking out of the window. Do we think that Emmett has written an expanded noun phrase? Pause the video and have a think, please. No, he hasn't, has he? Let's have a look at our description. An expanded noun phrase is used to add detail or description. It should not include a verb. Oh, he's gone wrong there then. Can we spot the verb? It's looking, isn't it? A boy was looking out of the window. Right, today your task is to describe the nouns in this scene from Escape to Pompeii. What section of the story do you think this image might be from? Hopefully you've realised it's from the beginning of the story, where Tranio is listening to the humming of the bells and he's thinking about Mount Vesuvius and how beautiful it is and how safe he feels that he is in Pompeii. What nouns can we identify in this picture? What could we describe? I've started a list for you. What do you think I could add to my list? I've got boy and roof. Oh, I could have houses. I could have, oh, we've got like a crate kind of table there. I'm going to call it a table. We've got bowls or baskets of something. We've got the people. We've got the robes they're wearing. We've got all the beautiful cobbles on the floor. We've got the sky. I think that might be a bird there. So bird. And we've got a mountain. There's actually loads more things I could have written down, but I'm going to stick with those. So you've already written your datum WALT. What do you think our steps to success might be today? Number one will be to identify nouns. Your second one will be to write interesting expanded noun phrases. And your third one will be to punctuate your work correctly. I'd really like to see some really nice, neat work today. Right, I've made a start here, look. So I've got mighty monstrous mountain and cracked stone walls. So I've done 2 examples already. If you'd like, you may magpie my examples and then carry on with the rest on your own. Did you notice that I used alliteration in my examples? We learned about that in our poetry unit before Christmas, didn't we? Mighty, monstrous, mountain. All of those words start with the letter M. Can you think of any other features I could have used from our poetry work? Or from any other work this year, actually? Perhaps you could have used onomatopoeia. Ooh, how could we do that? Ooh, we'd have to describe a noun we couldn't see. So we'd have to say something like the crackling fire. Maybe there's a crackling fire, the crackling fire keeping the boy warm. I wonder if you can think of any other ways we could use onomatopoeia to describe that picture. Now, if you want to go deeper today and you have a dictionary or a thesaurus at home, or sorry, if you have a thesaurus at home even, you can use your skills to find more rich and varied vocabulary. So look at one word, a boring word like old, and see if you can find a better word in your thesaurus. That's your go deeper task. Okay, your job now is to get started. When you finish, come back to me. Right, well done for describing those nouns today, Year 4. Did anyone use any of the features from our poetry learning, I wonder? Perhaps alliteration, perhaps onomatopoeia? I look forward to seeing the examples later. Well done on your learning today. Take care. Bye.